Imagine waking up one morning and deciding deep down in your spirit that you are enough. Not because someone else told you, not because you got a promotion or lost 10 pounds or someone finally gave you the love you've been waiting for, but simply because you exist. There is a power in living from that place, a place where your worth isn't determined by who approves of you or who validates you. And when you stand in that truth, everything begins to shift. Living in alignment with your true self is about removing the mask you've been wearing for years just to keep other people comfortable. How many times have you said yes when every fiber of your being wanted to scream no? How many times have you quieted your voice, your dreams, your desires because you didn't want to upset someone, because you were afraid they might leave, because you thought they wouldn't like the real you? We've all been there. And let's be honest, it's exhausting. It drains you. It shrinks you. It keeps you stuck in places that were never meant for you. There comes a moment in life when you realize you cannot keep living like that. You cannot keep editing yourself to fit someone else's comfort zone. You cannot keep waiting for the right people to give you permission to shine. That permission slip, you've been holding it in your hand this whole time. And when you sign it for yourself, when you decide, I will be who I am without apology, something miraculous happens. People who cannot handle that truth, people who thrive on controlling or manipulating you, people who need you small to feel big, they start to slip away. And at first, it feels strange. Because let's be honest, there is a part of you that fears what will happen when you stop performing for approval. You worry about who might leave, who might talk about you, who might no longer call. But you must understand this: if your authenticity offends someone, if your happiness threatens them, if your growth makes them uncomfortable, that is not your burden to carry. That is their reflection, not yours. Living aligned with your true self is not about being reckless or selfish. It's about listening to the quiet voice inside you, the one that knows what feels right, what feels real, what feels like home. That voice has been whispering to you for years, but maybe you ignored it because the world told you to be practical, to be polite, to be perfect. Well, guess what? Perfect is exhausting, and polite has never set anyone free. But authenticity, that will transform your life. When you step into your true self, you begin to make decisions differently. You no longer ask, will they approve? You ask, does this feel right for me? Does this honor my spirit? You stop chasing people who only meet you halfway. You stop explaining your choices to those committed to misunderstanding you, and you stop compromising your joy for temporary peace. And here's the beautiful part: when you do this, you don't have to force toxic people out of your life. You don't have to block them on every platform. You don't have to engage in endless arguments. You don't have to prove anything. They simply fall away. Why? Because toxic people thrive where there is confusion, self-doubt, and insecurity. When you stop playing that game, when you are grounded in who you are, they cannot find a place to attach themselves. You become a different energy altogether. You walk into rooms differently, not with arrogance, but with peace. You speak differently, not to please, but to express truth. And toxic people, they don't know what to do with that. They either change how they show up or they disappear. Either way, you win. And maybe right now you're thinking, but what if the toxic person is someone I love deeply? What if it's family? What if it's someone I can't avoid? Living authentically doesn't mean you cut everyone off. It means you show up as yourself consistently and let your boundaries and energy do the filtering for you. When you are true to yourself, people who genuinely love you will adjust, and those who cannot simply won't have access to the parts of you they use to exploit. This is what freedom feels like: not shouting, not fighting, not proving, just quietly existing in your truth and watching how life reorganizes itself around that truth. And yes, it takes courage, it takes practice, it takes letting go of the version of you who needed everyone to like you. But what you gain, oh, it's priceless. You gain peace, you gain confidence. You gain the kind of joy that doesn't need validation because it is rooted in authenticity. So I want you to do something. Take a moment right now and picture yourself living completely aligned with who you are. No mask, no pretense, no shrinking. Just you, fully and unapologetically. Imagine how light that feels. Imagine how strong that feels. And know this, the very people who are meant to walk with you will love you more for it, and the ones who can't. They will naturally fall away, making space for something better, something truer, something deeply aligned with the life you deserve. That's the power of authenticity. That's how toxic people disappear. Not because you force them out, but because you finally choose to stay in. There is a deep shift that happens in life when you decide to set boundaries, not soft, temporary ones that move when someone pushes, but firm, clear, unshakable boundaries that honor your peace and your worth. For many of us, boundaries feel uncomfortable at first. We've been conditioned to please, to accommodate, to carry other people's burdens as if we were built to solve every problem, answer every call, and say yes even when our heart is screaming no. But boundaries are not walls. They are bridges to a healthier, stronger, more peaceful you. You see, people who thrive on chaos and manipulation, the ones who feed on your guilt and your silence, they don't know how to survive when you finally draw that line in the sand. Toxic people expect you to overextend yourself, to stay quiet when they cross the line, to keep tolerating behaviors that chip away at your energy. And why wouldn't they? That's what they've always known from you. But the moment you step back and say, this is where I end, and you begin, and I will not carry what is not mine, something powerful happens. Setting boundaries does not mean you love people any less. It means you love yourself enough to protect your heart, your time, and your spirit. It's about realizing that your mental and emotional health are sacred, and no one, not a friend, not a coworker, not even family, has the right to invade your peace without permission. That's a truth many of us spend years learning, but once it clicks, life is never the same. At first, boundaries can feel harsh, even selfish. Maybe you worry, what will they think of me? Will they still love me? Will they leave me? But here's the truth. Anyone who truly cares about you will respect the limits you put in place. And those who don't, well, confidence is riding on. They reveal exactly why those boundaries were necessary in the first place. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about creating safe space for love and respect to grow. Because love without boundaries is chaos. It's one-sided, it's draining, and it leaves you feeling empty. Boundaries allow you to get from a place of fullness rather than depletion. They allow you to show up for others without losing yourself in the process. When you decide to set unshakable boundaries, expect resistance. People may push harder at first because they're used to having access to all of you, all of your time, your energy, your forgiveness. Some may try to guilt you, you've changed. And yes, you have. That's the point. You are no longer available for disrespect. You are no longer the person who sacrifices peace just to keep the peace. And that shift, it will make toxic people incredibly uncomfortable. But here's the beauty of ID over time. The people who are meant to stay in your life will adapt. They will learn how to treat you, how to speak to you, and how to honor your space. And the ones who can't handle that, they will quietly move away. It's not because you told them to leave. It's because your energy no longer supports the unhealthy patterns they relied on. Boundaries are an act of self-respect, and self-respect changes everything. It changes how you answer the phone, how you respond to negativity, how you prioritize your time. It gives you permission to say, no, not today. Without explaining yourself, it gives you the courage to walk away from conversations that feel like poison and relationships that feel like quicksand. And let me tell you, this is not about being cold or distant. This is about being healthy. When your boundaries are strong, you show people how to love you better. You teach them what you will and will not accept, and in turn, you create deeper, more meaningful connections. Because when someone chooses to stay in your life after you set boundaries, you know it's real. You know they value for who you are, not just what you give. Confidence riding on. Think about this. Every time you say yes to something you don't want to do, you are silently saying no to yourself. And every time you allow someone to disrespect your limits, you are teaching them that it's okay. But when you stand firm, when you say no with love and clarity, you are telling yourself, I matter. My peace matters. My dreams matter. And that affirmation changes the way you see yourself and the way the world sees you. It's not always easy. There will be moments when it feels lonely, when you second guess yourself, when you wonder if it would have been easier to just let things slide. But remember, every boundary you set is an investment in your future peace. It's a gift to your future self. And eventually, you'll look around and realize your life feels lighter. You'll have more time for what matters, more space for joy, and more energy for the people who truly love and respect you. Toxic people disappear not because you fight them, not because you try to change them, but because you finally refuse to abandon yourself for them. Your boundaries become a silent message. I love you, but I love me too. And people who can't respect that will naturally fall away. So take this moment to think about where your energy is going. Who drains you? Who ignores your limits? Where are you saying yes when you mean no? And then decide today that you are worthy of better, that you will not sacrifice your peace to keep anyone comfortable, that your boundaries are not optional, they are essential. Because when you make that decision, when your boundaries become unshakable, your entire life begins to shift. You'll stand taller. You'll speak clearer. You'll love deeper, but only those who deserve it. And slowly, almost without trying, those toxic people who used to drain your soul will disappear, leaving behind a life filled with love, respect, and peace. There is a power that comes with choosing peace over drama, a quiet strength that does not need to shout or fight or prove anything. Most of us have been conditioned to respond when provoked. We argue when we're misunderstood. We defend ourselves when accused, and we chase after people trying to explain why we're good enough, worthy enough, or lovable enough. But choosing peace means stepping out of that cycle entirely. It means saying, ooh, I no longer need to participate in codes just because someone invites me to it. Drama feeds on reaction. It survives when we engage, when we raise our voices, when we pour our energy into defending ourselves. Toxic people thrive on that because it gives them control. They know which buttons to push, which words will make you flinch, which situations will pull you into emotional battles. But the moment you refuse to engage, the moment you stand in stillness and say, ooh, no, I won't play this game, the drama starves. It collapses because you stopped feeding it. Choosing peace does not mean being passive. If you're confident, it doesn't mean letting people walk all over you. It means making a conscious choice about where your energy goes and refusing to waste it on things that don't grow you. Peace is active. It takes strength to bite your tongue when you want to lash out. It takes courage to walk away instead of staying in the fight. It takes wisdom to know that not every battle deserves your presence. There is a moment in life when you realize that every time you engage in drama, you're sacrificing your own joy for someone else's chaos. You're giving them control over how you feel, how you think, how you spend your day. And when you choose peace, you take that control back. You say, "Boo, my energy is mine. My joy is mine. My day belongs to me, not to your chaos." Think about how many times you've gotten caught up in arguments that went nowhere, situations that left you drained, or relationships that thrived on tension. Did anything good ever come out of it? Did the argument change the person's heart? Did the yelling bring peace? Or did it just leave you tired and upset? Choosing peace is about asking yourself, is this worth my soul? Is this worth my peace of mind? Boo, and most of the time, the answer is no. When you begin to choose peace, people notice. They notice when you don't respond to their negativity, when you don't take the bait, when you stay calm instead of exploding. At first, it might confuse them. Some will even get louder, more dramatic, hoping to pull you back into the chaos. But if you hold steady, if you breathe, smile, and walk away, they lose their power over you. And here's something powerful. Choosing peace doesn't just protect you from toxic people. It transforms how you see yourself. Because every time you choose peace, you affirm that your well-being matters. You affirm that your emotional health is more valuable than winning an argument. You affirm that you're strong enough to rise above negativity instead of sinking into it. That shift changes your entire perspective. There's a saying, don't wrestle with pigs because you both get dirty and the pig likes it. That's what drama is. An endless pit that doesn't care about truth or healing. Drama just wants noise. And you are not here to be noise. You are here to be light. You are here to build a life that feels good on the inside, even if it doesn't look perfect on the outside. Choosing peace is also contagious. When you stop reacting, the people around you learn to do the same. Your calm becomes an example. Your ability to pause, to breathe, to say, not today, becomes a lesson to others on how to live more freely. You become the person who shifts the energy in the room without saying a word. And yes, there will be moments when it's hard. When someone lies about you, when someone disrespects you, when someone tries to pull you into their storm. But here's what you must remember: their storm does not have to become your home. You can love someone and still refuse to engage with their drama. You can care about someone and still say, "Why? Will not fight with you. I will not match your chaos. I will keep my peace because it is too valuable to trade." What happens when you do this consistently? Toxic people start to disappear. Why? Because without drama, they lose their hold on you. They either adapt and meet you at your level of calm, or they find someone else who will give them what they're looking for. Either way, you win. Choosing peace also creates space for what truly matters: your growth, your joy, your dreams. You suddenly have more energy to pursue your passions because you're no longer drained by unnecessary battles. You have more clarity to make decisions because your mind isn't clouded with arguments and tension. And most importantly, you create a life that feels light. You don't have to announce it. You don't have to tell toxic people, "I'm choosing peace now." Just live it. Just keep walking in it one moment at a time. When they call, trying to stir drama, you answer calmly or not at all. When they send negativity your way, you let it pass like a wave that can't touch the shore of your soul. When they push, you don't push back. You stand firm, anchored in peace. Eventually, you'll notice something beautiful: silence where there used to be noise, calm where there used to be chaos, and peace where there used to be pain. That is the reward of choosing peace over drama. That is the gift you give yourself when you refuse to be pulled into battles that are not yours to fight. So take a deep breath. Let the drama go. Let the people who thrive on chaos go. Let the need to defend and explain and prove yourself go. Your peace is priceless, and once you choose it, life will begin to rearrange itself. The toxic people, the unnecessary noise, the constant tension, it will all start to fade, leaving behind space for love, joy, and calm. And in that space, you will finally breathe free. Your energy is the most valuable currency you have. It is more precious than money, more powerful than status, more important than anything you can physically hold in your hand. Because your energy determines how you show up in the world. It shapes the way you think, how you feel, how you love, and yet, so many of us give it away carelessly, pouring ourselves into people and situations that do nothing but drain us. Protecting your energy and joy isn't selfish. It's survival. It's the way you honor your soul. You've probably experienced it before, and you wake up feeling good, feeling light. And then one phone call, one conversation, one person, and suddenly your mood is heavy, your peace feels gone, and you're wondering how you let it happen again. That's what happens when we don't guard our energy. Toxic people, negative conversations, is riding on an environment's full of gossip and drama can pull you out of alignment before you even realize it's happening. But protecting your energy means intentional about who and what you allow into your life. It means understanding that not every person deserves access to your spirit. Not every conversation deserves your response. And not every situation deserves your presence. Your joy is sacred, and you have every right to shield it from people who only come to take and never give. Protecting your energy often starts with awareness. You have to start noticing how you feel after being around certain people. Do you feel inspired, loved, and uplifted? Or do you feel drained, small, and tense? Your body and your spirit are always telling you the truth. You just have to listen on. And when you notice that someone consistently leaves you feeling worse than you did before, that is a sign. Not to attack them, not to change them, but to protect yourself. It's about saying yes to what feeds your soul and no to what starves it. And that's where many people struggle. Saying no. We fear that if we say no, people will think we don't care, or worse, that we're selfish. But protecting your energy is not about rejecting people. It's about choosing yourself. It's about realizing that you cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot light up the world if your own light is flickering. There will be people who don't understand why you're suddenly more protective of your time and your space. They may even accuse you of being distant or cold. But you must remember, the people who truly love you will celebrate your growth. They will understand when you say, "Ooh, I can't be there tonight. I need to rest." Or "I'm not available for that conversation right now." And the ones who don't understand, that's okay too. Their opinion is not your responsibility. Protecting your energy also means protecting your joy. Confidence is riding on, and joy is not just fleeting happiness when things go right. It's a deep inner contentment, a sense of peace that lives inside you no matter what is happening around you. Toxic people try to chip away at that joy because it intimidates them. It reminds them of what they don't have. And if you're not careful, you can start internalizing their negativity, thinking it's your job to fix them, carry them, or dim yourself so they feel more comfortable. But that is not your purpose. Your purpose is to shine. When you start guarding your energy, something beautiful happens. So you become more selective about how you spend your time. You begin to prioritize rest, creativity, meaningful connections, and moments that make your soul feel alive. You stop entertaining arguments that go nowhere. Stop reading every comment meant to provoke you. You stop saying yes to events that drain you. And as you pull back from those things, you create space for what truly matters: peace, love, growth, and abundance. Protecting your energy is also about your mindset. It's learning how to filter what you allow into your thoughts, because what you focus on expands. If you spend your days focusing on gossip, negativity, or worry, that's the energy you live in. But if you choose gratitude, if you choose to see beauty even in small moments, if you choose to speak kindly to yourself, you protect your joy from being stolen by external noise. Some people might call it selfish to put yourself first. But here's the truth. When you protect your energy and joy, you become a better partner, friend, coworker, human. You're able to give from overflow instead of depletion. If your confidence is riding on, you're able to love without resentment because you're not giving from an empty heart. You're able to show up as your best self because you've taken the time to protect and nourish that self. And yes, sometimes protecting your energy will mean letting people go. People you care about, but who consistently cross your boundaries. People who drain your spirit. People who live in constant negativity and refuse to change. That is never easy. But you have to ask yourself, boo eyes, keeping this person in my space worth sacrificing my peace? More often than not, the answer is no. And letting go doesn't mean you don't love them. It means you love yourself enough to choose peace. When you commit to protecting your energy and joy, toxic people will naturally fall away. They cannot thrive in an environment where you refuse to entertain their drama. They cannot manipulate someone who has learned to say no. They cannot steal joy from someone who has built a life grounded in gratitude and inner peace. And the people who remain in your life, they will be the ones who add value, who lift you up, who celebrate your happiness instead of resenting it. So ask yourself, what am I allowing that drains me? What can I let go of today that will make space for more peace tomorrow? And then take one small step. If your confidence is riding on, maybe it's turning off your phone for a few hours. Maybe it's saying no to an obligation that doesn't serve you. Maybe it's limiting how much time you spend with certain people. Small steps add up, and over time, you'll notice a shift. Your days will feel lighter. Your heart will feel freer. Your life will feel like it finally belongs to you. Protecting your energy and joy is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself. Because when you protect them, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're choosing to live fully, to love deeply, and to create a life that feels good on the inside. And when you do that, the toxic people, the negativity, the drama, it all fades away. Because your peace is too strong to be broken, and your joy is too bright to be dimmed.